So, if anybody comes aboard, if anybody comes aboard, okay, but anyhow, I'm doing this here podcast, live stream, video, whatever you want to call it, okay? When will men start standing up for men? Or will men ever stand up for men? And I mainly mean that because of the fact that women will stand up for women, women will stand together. Men have failed at that miserably. They really have. Allowing themselves to look completely stupid, completely dumb. Okay? So when the society keeps pushing women are smarter than men on you, and women are so willing to stand together for corruption or stand up for one another and stand together in the overall, and men are simply failing at that, what does that make little men look like? Makes them look like complete idiots, just like their TV set said to women. So, the TV set told women for years that you're dumb and you're stupid. They male bash 365 days a year, and they tell you that men are dumb. Little girls grow up watching TV, seeing how smart they are and how dumb you are as a boy, a man. That's right. Little boys grow up seeing how dumb they are and just keep taking the abuse and taking the abuse and taking the abuse. Then we get grown up and we discover how divided we are. And we discover that if you're a man, you got nothing really there for you. If you're a woman, you're pampered and everybody's pretty much looks out for you, except for maybe other women that are competing for that 20%. Then you have cat fights over the same guy while you're rejecting hundreds of guys. And then when you do get with a guy, you don't know how to treat him no more than they know how to treat you. And you dump all over each other. And of course, because of gender roles and because of social engineering, men get dumped on a regular basis, don't they? So once again, when will men start standing up for men? And don't even look at MRA. Oh, look, we have a men's rights movement. No, you don't. That was hijacked 7, 8 years ago by a bunch of feminist women. Yeah, that's right. It was hijacked. And I didn't see any men standing up screaming, "Y'all welcome to the board. You all bent over. You all made yourself look like the TV taught the little girls you was. Dumb. Stupid. That's really what you done. You made yourself look that way. What can I do for you? Nothing. Nothing at all. You know, I said before my goal for 2019 is by the end of the year to try to bring the manosphere together. I don't see it happening. I don't think it'll happen. I don't expect it to happen. I would be so surprised and so impressed if in 2019 men started growing up and stopped allowing the TV set to make them look dumb. Tell all the women you're dumb, and then go out there and say, "Yeah, look at me, I'm dumb," because that's what you're doing. Somehow that's supposed to get you somewhere, huh? That's going to get you absolutely nowhere. It's going to keep the corruption in place. So I figure the day's rant should be, when will the men stand up for men? When are you going to start standing together for what's right? I'm not talking about standing up for wrong. I'm talking about standing up for right. I'm not talking about being a female hater. I'm talking about hate corruption. Hate corruption and hate evil. Be recognized as a human being with emotions, feelings, and wants like anybody else. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, hello, Terminator. So, and this is where it comes from. So, my goal for 2019 is to bring the manosphere together. Of course, I know I'm dreaming. I know it won't happen because I know the majority of men enjoy being dumb, enjoy being stupid. They think it's cool to act like the TV set told them to. And the girls, they love it when you act like the TV set told you to, because then they have the proof that you're actually an idiot. That's right, they have the proof that you're completely dumb. And meanwhile, the women look intelligent and smart, even though they're not, okay? But the men, well, you can't prove you're smarter. You can't prove you're as intelligent by allowing this behavior to go on. And I'm not talking about being gay. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm just simply talking about recognizing right from wrong. And men standing up for men as they do women when it comes to somebody wronging somebody. But of course, we know that's not going to happen, right? Because everybody wants to wrong somebody else. But nobody wants to be wronged themselves. Because they're out of their fucking mind is why. They're out of their head. That's really what's going on here. We're seeing men across the whole spectrum that are completely out of their minds, just like we're seeing women that are completely out of their minds, with no common sense left anymore. If you say common sense, and say, what's that? It ain't common anymore. It's like finding a dinosaur egg. It's like finding a needle in the world's biggest haystack. Oh, but you hear all these people say, yeah, I have common sense. And then you watch their actions. And because actions speak louder than words, you will real quickly see that they actually don't have what they claim they have, common sense. Because common sense should tell you that as being a man in the manosphere, you should not be appreciating what's being flown on TV 365 days a year. One of the famous commercials I've noticed, because I've been looking a little bit recently, just to pick up some of the new male bashing tactics. When you have this gal on national TV talking about which would you rather have, the child molester, which of course they're talking about the man, or the liar, the female. And I'm like, if I was making my choice, then I would have to say, let's see, the child molester, the woman, and the liar, the woman. Now I understand we got men lying too, but since we have male bashing 365 days a year, I think both categories should go to the female. We got a lot of catching up to do, don't we? Yeah. But that flies on TV every day. That type of propaganda is being pushed on TV every single day. Okay? And you watch it, when you really watch closely, you see between the commercials and the sitcoms and your movies, the male bashing is out of control. But yet, do we see any men standing up and saying anything about it? Nope, I don't see that. I look around me and I look around me and I don't see it, do I? No. You're just all bending over. Would you like me to send everybody a bottle of lube? I mean, if you're going to keep bending over, shouldn't you want some? Maybe you like dry entry. Okay, now I'm being sarcastic, but the reality is why are you putting up with this? Why are you not saying nothing? You know, if we turn this around in 365 days a year, we had female bashing going on, female shaming going on. You know what? The women would have an outcry and they would stand together. They would do what men are failing to do. And guess what? They would stop it. They would change. But do you see men do that? Nope, you don't. Nope. You see them all just bend over and take it. Bend over and take it in the name of being a man. That's not being a man. That's being a pussy. That's being a coward. That's being abused. It's taking abuse you shouldn't have to take. You know, and that's the real deal with men. You know, I still have yet to see a comment left by Mike the MGTOW monk. Didn't think I would. Oh, I'm 100% sure he's seen my reply by now. And he's doing exactly what I thought he'd do. He'd blow me off. See, this is what you cowards, you fraudulent fakes, have done for years. So at this point in time, I'm going to look for my next candidate, okay? And I'm going to do a reply at them. And they will be the next one exposed. Mike, okay, the MGTOW monk over there, is a fake. He's a fraud. He's a liar. He's a deceiver. He has proved it himself. I didn't have to do a thing. All I did was wanting to be real. That's right. But he knows he's fraud. He knows he's a fake. He can't be real. So the best way to handle that is to shut my mouth and run. Ignore. Oh no, it's real truth. Oh no, I can't get up there with somebody who's telling the real truth. Because see, behind the scenes, I'm still chasing after women. But I'm a monk. I'm a MGTOW monk even. No, he's an actor. And a poor actor at that. He's a fraud. He's a fake. I give him more than enough ample time now to leave the comment. I openly told him I would apologize for anything wrong I've said against him and mean it. If he would just man up, be real. See, I'm real. I'm not fake. I'm not fraudulent. I mean what I say and I live what I say. I don't ask you to do anything that I wouldn't be willing to do myself. Okay, I never have and I never will. I don't ask you for anything. I only ask you to try to be real about yourself and to not think everything in life is a game and to take things seriously, especially when we're in the shape we are because of our society. And to start standing up for yourself. That's all I ask you to do. And to stop lying and think it's all a game. And being a fraud and a fake because you can. See, what a computer's done is allowed your evil side to come right flourishing right on out. And you can be a fraud and you can be a fake. And you can hide. You can hide your real name. You can hide your face. You can be anybody you want to be, right? So you can show that you're not real. So that you can show you're a fraud, you're a fake. You know, they get mad at Steve Holcomb when he brings up MGTOW, that the majority of MGTOWers are TFLers in denial. Well, he didn't lie to you. He told you the truth. I said that myself. Steve Holcomb said it lots of times already. I've said it all along. I see right through it. Okay? And they think that we're all stupid and they get mad when you say, you call them out. Okay? So I'm giving MGTOWers a real chance, to not be caught out and to be real. Okay? But as you see, this is why I said bringing the manosphere back together may become next to impossible. Because I really believe you men are so divided and so stupid that you would rather stay looking stupid to society. You would rather the women perceive you as a complete dumbass so that they can stay intelligent and over the top of you and continue to keep shitting down your throat. Excuse my language. And you don't mind them walking all over top of your face and wiping their feet off on your face and dumping all over you. You don't mind being treated lower than a piece of dirt. And then when they're through using you, they can throw your dumb sorry ass away and replace you just like that. And then they can use the court systems to steal everything you had that you worked for. You men don't seem to mind that at all, do you? You want to come up and complain about it. You want to show the symptoms, but you're not willing to stand up with other men and make an outcry which would make an impact that could start trying to at least fight back. How would you be any good fighting a war of any kind at all when you're all a bunch of cowards? Do I see cowards fight? No, I see cowards tuck their tail between their legs with the yellow streak up their back and run. Oh, yeah, you can talk the talk. You can try to talk the talk. You can act just big and tough and whatever you are, you're talking your talk. But actions speak louder than words. Actions always have spoke louder than words. That's the catch here. See, I give MGTOW Mike a chance. I haven't run and said anything until today as far as I already told you what I suspected. But as of today, I consider the guy has proven himself. He has shown himself to be a fraud and a fake. He's not real about what he says. So anything that he does in video should be disregarded from here on out. You should just call him out on it. I think anybody that's watching this channel should call him out on it. Because being real means you really want this problem down, and being real, then you would understand you need to be real and what would be wrong with doing a live stream with somebody like me. Oh, well, because he's sincere and he's real about it and I'm not. And I'm afraid if I associate with him, I'll scare all the women off. Even though I've told you all I'm a MGTOW and I'm a monk and I'm a real MGTOW and I'm going my own way. But if I associate with Bill, I might scare the women off. Do you see the double standard there? Do you see how his real fear is by being real and associating with me? He might be scared of running the women off. That he claims he's went his own way. I think that's the real truth. That's the real reason he's avoiding me like the plague. So he's exposed himself as far as I'm concerned now. Now you know. It's up to him to prove me wrong now. It's not up to me to say anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do in the next week or two is I'm going to find me another man going his own way. Okay, and I'm going to do a reply, and I'm going to invite this person onto a live stream. And we're going to see how many of these people are really real. Well, you know, off the grid, if you don't like this topic, you know where the exit button is? And I'll see you later, okay? That's how that works. You know, you can change something by running from it. You can be mad at somebody for keep bringing it up, but sometimes you have to keep driving something into somebody's head before the message clicks in their brain, especially in today's society. Don't sit and tell me how people are because what we see going on with all the corruption that's going on, it's like stopping the male shaming that's on TV 365 days a year. And you're going to say, well, why worry about it? Well, what you're really saying is, I enjoy bending over and taking it. That's really what you're saying. Okay? You're enjoying being abused, you're enjoying evil, you're enjoying wrong behavior. That little kids, little female girls, and little boys are growing up watching. And the little girls are knowing they're smarter than you because you're a boy. And growing up becoming narcissists, entitlement issues, believing they're smarter than you. And dumping all over you. And then you're bending over and say, yeah, I know you're smarter than me. Because you're falling for the brainwashing, the programming. We can never stop nothing if we don't keep speaking about it. So how are you ever going to accomplish anything if you're going to just give up? You're not. They got you right where they want you, man. And you need me to send you a bottle of lube in the mail? I'm sure I can go down to some sex shop and get you a bottle of lube and send it to your house in the mail so you can bend over. If you enjoy abuse that bad, and if you don't enjoy abuse that bad, then maybe you should think about what I'm saying. Because all I'm saying is if we don't continue to push and push and push on this and get other men to start being real instead of being fake and thinking everything's a game, okay, until you can get out of that mentality, you will never change nothing. And you ain't going to tell me, well, maybe it's a good thing, because what's good about watching little kids grow up and the little girls perceiving automatically that she's so much smarter than a boy, so much more intelligent than a boy, and growing up with entitlement issues and narcissist issues and dumping all over men, and then watching all the men complain about their behavior, but yet their TV is the number one tool that's being used for programming these kids outside of their school system. You know how many parents are using their TV set as the babysitter nowadays? Or they're using a video game as a babysitter? So, that's really where that comes from. So, no, I'm going to keep pounding away at this and pounding away at it, because that's what needs to happen. It's no different than exposing the other end of the arena. If we start exposing the Masons, or we start exposing the bankers, we start talking about the war, we start talking about all the corruption going on and the phony baloney fake psyopses that's all over your media every single day, the lies that's being fed to you one right after another on a non-stop basis. It makes me so sick. I got so tired of seeing the lies that I just turned it off and walked away, and I'm looking the other direction now, because I spoke about it for so long and it's gotten absolutely nowhere. I've moved back to talking more about the manosphere than the political end. And I want to talk about the political end, but I want to talk about the root cause of why we're in the shape we're in, why we're acting the way we're acting. Mark Passio did a great speech on this. He told you about men going their own way. He sure did. He talked about the manosphere. He also told you the root cause. Mark Passio did a great video on this. And even with somebody as good as Mark Passio at really breaking things down and showing you the truth, I don't see people changing. I don't see people wanting to change. The brainwashing, the only thing I can say about the brainwashing on a massive, massive level, damn, it's worked. If I was going to shake the elite's hands, I would shake their hand for this one. They've done a fantastic job of destroying your mind, making you into cowards and weaklings and nobodies, and dividing us all. They have done such a fantastic job. But, you know, what can I say? I do know this, though. Men going their own way was the one tool that would have been taken seriously, and I mean seriously, by men that could have caused a big awakening. So, or off the grid, that's another mistake people make. Okay, right there. Then they will get some pussy. Because they've got everybody's mind sunk into undressing each other. You're only worried about putting your dick in a hole. Not worried about true companionship. Not worried about a lifetime mate. That's right. You're not worried about that. You're just all worried about what makes you a man is putting your dick in a hole. No, that's not what makes you a man. That's called brainwashing. That's another one of the tools that they've done a fantastic job on. And I see so many men say that, just that. And they will get some pussy. And they will get some pussy. They got you. What can I say? You lost. They won. And the only way you can overturn how they got you and they've won is to start pulling their programming out of your head. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sex. By no means. Okay? But you cannot bring the genders back together and make our society strong again through bringing the genders back together by worrying about putting your dick in a hole. Okay? You're not going to stop the corruption that way. The only thing you did feed into the programming, and so when the women are talking about that's all men want, is down my pants, and then you see all these men saying, well, you get some pussy, so you proved them right. Once again, you showed the women are smarter than you, that you're willing to be dumb. It's pathetic. And even what's more shameful about it? Women want sex every bit as much as the man does. Oh, yeah, that's not no lie. That's fact. But women don't have to talk about it to get it because they can get it anytime they want it. It's the guy that can't get it. But see, what you've done is you based this on sex. Destroying what a real relationship is. Destroying love. Real love does exist. But in today's society, you wouldn't know that. How would you know that when the majority of all the people in today's society don't even know what the hell they're doing? Oh, they claim they know what they're doing. They pretend to know what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're pretending to know what they're doing when they have no idea what they're doing. Not at all. It's just like the old saying, well, can men and women be friends? You know how many times I've heard this? People questioning if man and woman can be friends. If they could only just be friends. Is that possible? And you see that topic become a debate. You know why that topic is ever brought up? To prevent you from understanding that that's what has to happen if you ever to find real love. To prevent you from being able to find real love. To cause further destruction to the genders and the breakdown of the family unit. That's the only reason that ever became a topic. And so for all these people that want to bring that up and talk about that as that's the topic we should talk about is, can men and women just be friends? Is that possible? You know how many times I've seen that talked about? And stupid guys in there having debates over this crap? You have fallen right down the freaking rabbit hole. You're up shit creek without a paddle. You really are. You're out in the middle of shit creek without a paddle and can't get your way back. because of falling for bullshit like that, then you wonder why relationships are the way they are. You wonder why the family unit's destroyed. So there's many different reasons, but they're all related to NWO. Social engineering. Programming. Where all it comes down to. And your ability to overturn that programming is what's vital. Your ability to back up and think about your own behaviors, your own actions, the things that you're believing in, and looking yourself. You know, when I told people to go back to the Leave It to Beaver days, and they want to tell me, oh, that's done long gone, that's over with, man, we progressed. No, you didn't progress. You've been completely destroyed. I didn't say live the Leave It to Beaver days. I said go back to the Leave It to Beaver days to re-educate yourselves. So that you can see why relationships was a whole lot better. Why we didn't have all the divorces. Why there wasn't no epidemic of TFL. Why there was no such thing as the men's rights movement. That's right. Why there was no PUA. See, if you went back to them days, you could discover what people did different and discover how you've been deceived. Discover all the lies that's been told to you. And you can find out that I've told you the truth the entire time. See, I truly understand and I truly see the real truth. I would love to bring the genders back together again. But that's not going to happen short of us men standing together and stop fighting one another. Because the greatest idea I heard in the time I've been up online was men going their own way. Because as long as the women are being pampered, placed on a pedestal, placed above you, the man, and being profited, have something to gain from staying in the position they're in, they're not going to change. The only way these women are going to ever start caring about men is when men grow up and become men. And put women in the same spot they've put us. Oh, that sounds evil. No, that's not evil. When I said MGTOW was the answer, it was. Why do you think MGTOW went mainstream? Because the elite wanted to destroy MGTOW. Because that was the one tool that would have woke the women up. If mass numbers of men walked away from these women and wouldn't give them the time of day and forced them into TFL, wouldn't take but 5-10 years and you'd have this turned around. Women would suddenly back up and start thinking about their behaviors. They would suddenly start realizing that a man has emotions and feelings, wants and needs, just like women do. That they're human. That she just didn't get pregnant and the kid was hers. That it was both of theirs. You know, if you learn how to treat one another, see, a real relationship and companionship starts with, what do you think? As I've said this 1,000 times, dating is to get to know one another. To see if you can become friends. To see if you have things in common. To become friends. And you have to become friends in order to find real love. It don't guarantee that she'll be the one. And then you move on and you date somebody else. And meanwhile, you made a friend. Until you find that person that everything clicks. But what have we done? We've completely destroyed all the foundations to build a relationship. Women are out here rejecting guys and saying, let's just be friends, That's right. Let's just be friends is a rejection line. So when we take a sledgehammer and we pound the foundation out from underneath your house, or we build our house on quicksand, or on the side of a mountain, and then the rain come along and the dirt washed your house away, and you wonder why it's collapsed and destroyed, it's collapsed and destroyed because of our behaviors. Because we seriously, when I say you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. I'm not trying to make fun of nobody. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. Men and women don't belong divided. NWO wanted us divided. Yo model divide and conquer. You know, and it just makes me sick. When I look on the other side of the arena and I look at the political end and I look at all these fraudulent so-called truthers and I'm watching them speak out and I'm seeing all this stuff. And so many of them are saying so much stuff that's correct. But do you see them doing anything? No, they're as bad as the manosphere. They're doing absolutely nothing, just like the manosphere staying divided and doing absolutely nothing. See, you got to get it through your head, you know, what I've said before. You know, I get all kudos to High Impact Flicks because of the fact that the man understands what I understand. Recognize right from wrong. Practice doing unto somebody that you want done unto yourself. And don't do unto others that you wouldn't want done unto your own self. Oh my God, that would involve self-discipline. So none of you want to do it. That means you're not willing to correct your own behaviors. It means you're lost. It means evil's won and you've lost. We cannot change anything unless we keep pounding this message and you men start growing a pair and growing up. What is so hard about being real instead of being a fake? Come on, guys. What is so hard about that? See, the comment section completely shut down because all of you know on an individual basis this takes us working together. And it takes self-discipline. It takes you recognizing right from wrong. It takes you actually caring about what's right and wrong. And it takes you trying to practice that yourself. And none of you want to do that. None of you want the responsibility. And as long as none of you want the responsibility, then I don't know why you just don't get a big old bottle of lube and bend over and put, "Hi, I'm Mr. Coward Ass. Hi, I'm a yellow belly coward. I'm a chicken. I'm a fake. I'm a fraud. I'm a liar. I'm a deceiver." You know how many truthers out here calling themselves the truther? Well, they know they're lying to you. I see that going on all the time too. You know, I don't just accidentally get into confrontations with people. I didn't like to see the confrontation between me and Jerry. I didn't ask for the fight between me and Jerry. I didn't want the fight between me and Jerry. I genuinely really liked Jerry. No lie. I really did. At one point, I seen that guy and I could have been like brothers. But when Jerry's ego started getting in the way and his head inflated, then he came over and seen me talking about dating scene topics. When I wasn't working with him and I'm doing what I've always done and making a video and I'm telling truth, he came over and seen that and he got fired up and mad at me. And behind the scenes, he attacked me because of his ego. He told me I had mental issues and that I was a woman hater at this time in my life. Okay? and tried to say that there was something mentally off and wrong with me because of what I was speaking about. And I was telling the God's honest truth. Okay? Then, instead of ever apologizing, he said, well, I'm an asshole. That's how he excused it, so he never had to apologize. By just simply using, I'm an asshole. Meanwhile, his head swelled up, his ego went on, he started looking down on me. So it escalated and escalated, and finally, he left. And you know what's funnier now? Is when he made his video saying he was stepping away from me, that he was saying bye to Bill. That it was like a narcissist or a toxic relationship being with me, and that he was tired of being abused. I find that hilarious. I never attacked Jerry one time, ever. I never told him he was mental. That's right, I didn't tell him he had mental issues. I didn't call him a liar, and I didn't tell him he was a deceiver. Okay, and I didn't tell him he was a woman hater. But I have what he typed to me when he attacked me, saved and archived. That's what really happened. It's sad, okay, but it's a loss that I'm willing to accept because I'm not going to be, I literally have to tell the man to stay away from my channel. If it pisses you off that bad, and it's truth, the problem is that it's actual real truth. So for the man who claims to be awake to NWO and claims to see both sides, he's attacking me for speaking out on the other side, behind everybody's back. Then he comes up and plays the victim role and says how I was abusing him. He forgot to tell everybody he's the one that attacked me, not me attacking him. He left that part conveniently out. I didn't think that he wouldn't leave that part completely out. After all, he's got an ego, right? Couldn't damage his ego. He don't give a shit if he deceives you. Sad. But see, he's an example of what I see going on over here. Why was it so hard for Mike the MGTOW monk? He's claiming that he's better than all the other MGTOWers, that they're frauds. That he's a monk. And that makes him a real MGTOWer and that he's really going his own way. He's claiming that crap, isn't he? But obviously he's not real, right? Because I'm as real as it gets. I don't fly on ego. I hate ego. I've dealt with it my whole life, long before computers were here. Long before I come online in real life. I've had to deal with people with fucking ego problems. And then I had to deal with it online too. And as sad as it is to say, ego is like power and greed, it absolutely corrupts. And the behaviors prove that. Every single time. People who run on ego become corrupt. They become like the powers to be that we're speaking against. And you cannot fight against what you're fighting against and become like them without being the same as them. Then you might as well shut your damn big mouth. And that's how I feel about that. And I always feel that way about that because it's the truth. See, I'm as real as it gets, and I'm always going to be real. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to bullshit you. But I do have a goal that I've set for myself for this year, whether it happens or not, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to see lots of examples of MGTOW monks like Mike that are actually TFLers in denial, or not even a man going their own way. Because if he was truly a man going his own way, and that's the reason he put monk behind it because the others are frauds, then he wouldn't be worrying about coming up here and being real and being honest and talking to me and doing a live stream with me because he was real and he really went his own way. Because I guarantee you the reason he ain't doing anything with me is it because of anything other than the fact that he don't want to be associated with me because he might scare all the women off. That's pretty much what that's about. So how would he be going his own way if he's afraid of scaring the women off? See, he wouldn't be going his own way. See, it'd all be a lie. It'd be fraud. It'd be fake. So, and that's my whole agenda, is to show you people the fakes, the frauds, the deceivers, the liars, and weed the trash out and get rid of the garbage and find the people that are real, because the manosphere needs to come together. If we're ever going to change anything for all the men in this world, we have to come together and stand together. You cannot keep going through life allowing women to be programmed into how stupid you are as a man. And then you're going to keep going through life proving that the TV set was right. And you're a complete bumbling idiot because you got a dick between your legs. There's something wrong with that picture, people. What, do you love being made out to be an ass? Does the male shaming have to be accurate because you're that dumb? Why do you want to be that dumb? Oh, I might not get to put my dick in a hole. Wow. I know. I'm saying some things that's probably pissing a lot of you off. But I'm not here to make you happy, I'll tell you that right now. I'm here to try to take your head firmly out of the programming that it's been put into and get you to use that thing they call a brain that's in your head and get you to wake up and look around you and see what's really your own actions, to become aware of your own actions, to become aware of the programming and how we're acting and why this stuff's going on. And MGTOW was the answer. That was the actual answer to bringing men and women back together again. Why do you think they took MGTOW mainstream? They had to, so they could destroy it in everybody's eyes. They couldn't have it really take off because if men actually did what MGTOW stands for real, I mean real, and it stayed that way for 5, 10 years, you'd start seeing things turning around and changing. You sure would. Then you'd start seeing women speaking up against the corruption against men. You sure would. You don't see that now. You've had 5 women running the men's rights movement for 7, 8 years now. They've accomplished 0. And of course they've accomplished 0 because they're not there to accomplish anything for men. They never wanted to accomplish anything for men. They wanted to protect their pedestal and line their pockets. See, MGTOW would have derailed them. See, me going their way was the answer. It is the true answer. It is the way to get women to see the programming and their behaviors. It is the way to bring the genders back together again. Being a coward and afraid of running the women off isn't how you're going to be a man. Going along with the brainwashing from your television set is only going to furtherly destroy you and divide you. See, you'll never get anything on mainstream media in a good light because it's controlled by the powers to be. They had to put MGTOW up on TV because they had to use it to destroy it. They had to use their mainstream media to destroy it before it actually started happening. Then you got frauds like Mike the MGTOW Monk. That's right. Who ain't doing it for real. That's right. That ain't doing it for real. Who's lying to you and saying that he is when he knows he's not. Why do you think the majority of you MGTOWers and you MRAers have always run from me? Because I'm real and you're fake. You're frauds. That's why you hate me. That's why you run from me. Because you're scared little cowards that couldn't be real if you tried. Because being real means you have to take responsibility for your actions. And I've always said actions speak louder than words. So I'm not going to stay up here much longer, but I wanted to let you know that yes, I'm going to look around through MGTOW now. And I'm going to pick out another MGTOWer who claims to be a real man going his own way. And I'm going to see how real he is. Sure am. And I want you to remember this, unless Mike the MGTOW Monk makes an miraculous turnaround and comes back, he is just exactly that. Jim Big, a coward. Okay, a fraud, a fake, a liar, a deceiver. And if he don't want to be known for what he really is, then I guess, see, that's the reason I'm going to pick out another MGTOWer now. Another man going his own way, who claims to be a real man going his own way. Because I'm real. I'm not fraudulent. I'm not fake. And I'm not going to be a fraud. I'm not going to be a fake. I'm going to tell the truth. And I'm not going to come up here and lie. I'm quite real about what I'm saying. Okay? And since MGTOW was the answer, and since that is the actual answer to bringing the genders back together again, because it's going to take men in massive numbers walking away from women completely to get their attention. That's the only reason it went mainstream, because they wanted to make sure that would never happen. And phony fakes like Mike the MGTOW Monk. See, and that's why I told you, I know why he runs from me. He runs from me and don't answer me because he's afraid if he associated with me, who's real, then he might scare the women off. See, I totally understand this concept because I've heard it so many times from the simps, the chads. You can't talk about and expose the truth because if you expose the truth about the female gender, you'll run all the women off. I've been told this so many times by you simps, you enablers of the problem. Okay, so that's where this comes from. And I don't even bring that name up anymore, Big Jim, because our Jim Big, because that guy's a phony, a fake, a deceiver. He's already showed everybody he's a deceiver and a liar. He's already showed his true colors. So since you already know the guy's a liar and a deceiver, why would you want to pay attention to anything he's saying? If you want to be lied to, just turn on your TV. That's how simple that is. I mean, so I have no need to go there and listen to anything he says. He's already showed who he is. And if I want to be lied to, I'll just turn on the TV set and that works. I'll be lied to. Okay? So there's no point in going there. He's already showed his colors. We already know he's a liar. We already know he's fake and he's fraud. He's no better than MGTOW the Monk Mike. And he can make any accusation he wants. I mean, anybody can pull garbage out their anal and spit it out their mouth. We have a society filled full of people like that. How about being real? How about spitting truth out your mouth? How about taking responsibility for your own actions onto others? How about practicing doing unto one as you want done unto yourself. That's really where it comes from. How about doing that? That's the reason. And I'm not going to stop. I'm picking out my next MGTOW now. Okay, and I'm calling it as of today. And the only way Mike the MGTOW monk can rescue himself now is to come forward and be real. And of course, we all know he's not, because he's a fraud, he's a fake, he's a liar, he's a deceiver. And if he don't like me saying all that stuff about him, then I guess he better man up and become real. Okay, because I get a little annoyed and pissed off at men going the wrong way, because that was the tool that would have actually brought the men and women back together again. That's been completely destroyed. And all these fraudulent people that are destroying it. That's the reason. I'm calling them out now. I'm going to expose them. And I don't have to do much to expose them. All I got to do is invite them onto a live stream with me, and they'll tell on themselves. And all anybody's watching me can watch this go on, and they will watch these guys run. The ones that are real ain't going to be afraid to associate with me. The ones that are deceivers, liars, and frauds ain't going to want anything to do with me. They're going to run. You know, and that's really where that comes from. So let's let them tell on themselves. You know, why wouldn't let that guy on my live stream anyhow? Because he's already proved to be a liar. He's already proved that he's a deceiver and a liar. Okay, and that's all I got to say about that man. He's already proved that. Anything that comes out of his mouth now, he's making up. It doesn't matter. He can make up by any kind of BS that he wants. I don't care. I haven't watched anything he's done. I really haven't. God's honest truth, I haven't looked at 2 minutes of anything he's done. I don't care to. Why would I? Here he showed me who he was. Once he showed me who he was, I walked away from him. I don't got time for that nonsense. We are filled full of fakes and frauds out here. It doesn't matter if he's military intelligence. Most likely he probably is, but it doesn't matter. Because he's still a complete dumbass regardless. Okay? Doesn't matter. He's already showed how stupid he is. He's already showed he's a deceiver and a liar. I don't need to know any more about him. He showed it and proved it without a reasonable doubt. I don't need to know anymore. Now I'm going to go after MGTOWers, and I'm going to select out different MGTOWers who are claiming to be a real man going their own way, and I'm going to invite them on a live stream. And we're going to see if they've got balls and they man up and they become real, or if they tuck their tail between their legs and run. When they do like Mike the MGTOW monk does, and tuck their tail between their legs and run, then we know this person right here is a deceiver or a liar. They're not going their own way. He fears associating with me because he knows I'm real. He's so afraid that if he associates with me, he'll run all the women off. And that is the real reason he will not show up on this show or show up and do a live stream with me. Because your fraudulent ones are going to worry about running the women off. No lie. The frauds will worry about, oh, I can't associate with him, I'll run the women off. And you know what's even more pathetic about that? Because this has been said to me by many different men over the years. And the last time I was told I'd run all the women off was by Jerry. Okay? No lie, by Jerry. But I've been told it many times over the years. But you know what's funny about that? I have a son who's coming up to 22 years old, who I raised myself. I was with his mother for a lot of years, and I have a wife right now. Hold on. But I'm a woman hater. I'm a misogynist, and I might run all the women off. How does that go together? Can you please tell me how that goes together? It's because I'm not a woman hater. It's because I don't worry about running women off. Because the only women that are going to run off are the ones that are corrupt. The ones that have fallen for the brainwashing are completely corrupt. Okay, them are the only women that's going to run. And every now and again, you'll get an occasional woman that'll show up who's just brave enough to think they can outsmart me, that they're smarter than me because I'm a guy. And they'll try to play me. But what they always forget about is time tells all. And I watch their behaviors, their actions, their posture, their body language, and what they do. They can't go on putting on an act forever, and they end up telling on themselves and exposing themselves. Now, a real woman that's not part of the problem, she's never going to have to worry about that because she's real, like me. See, there are real women out there that haven't been brainwashed, that don't give a shit about the damn double standards and raping a guy for his belongings, and that ain't going to dump all over you with behavior and attitude, okay? But there's just not very many of them. Seriously, there isn't. Because the brainwashing, the programming, and social engineering has done a wonderful, wonderful job. The only thing we can do is what I've told you, MGTOW was the answer. Because of enough men really did walk away from women. The more men that walked away for real, the more attention that's going to be drawn to it. Once enough numbers walk away from the women's choices start running out. They start suffering from what they've been putting men through. That's right, TFL. Then they start thinking. Then they start thinking and wondering why. And they start looking. And they start seeing. And they start realizing their behaviors. And what the government, the media, and society's done to them. Then they change their tune. Because they realize what they've done. See, it could overturn the programming and bring the men and women back together. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight. You got to understand that. I think if we could get enough men to do it for about 10 years, about a decade. If you got the mass, if we could get a mass number of men all over the world to walk away from women, for real, to go their own way for real, for about 10, 15 years, I think you'd see a sudden turnaround. And all the male shaming and the male bashing, you'd suddenly find women really speaking up for men. It wouldn't be the fraudulence you saw over on men, on MRA, men's right activists. It wouldn't be them no more. You wouldn't have to worry about fraudulent women, because you'd actually see women really doing it. Because they would realize, and then they would wake up. And then we could bring the genders back together, and we could save the family unit and start becoming strong again. And children could have a mom and dad in their life. And society could be a whole lot better off. But it ain't going to happen unless we make it happen. And we're not going to make it happen unless we start taking a stand. So, I'm going to go out the next couple days and I'm going to start searching MGTOW videos. And I'm going to find my next candidate. But as of now, officially today, Mike the MGTOW Monk has been officially declared and shown to be fraud, a fake, a deceiver, a liar, a coward. Okay? He's not a man going his own way. He never has been a man going his own way. He's just selling you a lie. And he should be discredited and called out for what he's doing. And that's not my doings, that's his own doings. He's the one that ran from me. I didn't run from him. He ran from me. I don't know him. He don't know me. I've never done nothing to him. He's never done nothing to me. He claims to be a man going his own way. He even put monk on the end of it, putting down other MGTOWers saying how real he was because he used the word monk behind it when he's not even going his own way. So yes, that's why I exposed him. And this is how I'm going to expose you frauds. Because if you're real like I am, then you won't be afraid of talking to me because you ain't going to worry about if you're running the women off. Because I already know the reason he wouldn't talk to me. Because he's so afraid of running the women off. That would be the real reason. He knows that and I know that too. But it is funny how he's afraid of running the women off by associating with a guy who has a wife and had a wife before that and has a child. Pretty pathetic, isn't it? Did you ever see me take my videos down? No. I've never taken my videos down. They were removed by YouTube against my will. But did I ever stop making them? No. Did I ever stop speaking out about it? No. Okay, but I'm going to get on out of here, guys. And then I'm going to jump on and look around for another MGTOW. You'll see a reply me made at him. And then I'll be back with another live stream. And I'm going to keep moving forward on this because it needs to happen. And with that being said, guys, y'all all have a good one.